He was 5 seconds slower than the slowest car in practice.
Yeah, no, he had some serious issues there. That was pretty obvious. Like I said, turn one, I saw a big puff of black smoke come out, and he just wouldn't go.
You see the 17 drivers that have to get in on their time, and Terry Labonte and Bill Elliott, both eligible for the past champions provisional. 17 drivers of the 52. Brandon Ash, our second qualifier.
Brandon Ash is going to really have to pick his time up from practice. Brandon was like 45th fastest in practice, and that didn't look pretty right there. It looked like kind of missed the mark there in turn one. Ooh, didn't look good there either. That's going to be hard to recover from. He's made 2 mistakes right there already on the first 2 corners, and that's going to be pretty hard to recover from.
He has made 2 races here in 2004 and 2006, finished 38th last year. Working with his dad, Ed, as his crew chief. But struggling here on his qualifying lap, and you only get 1 lap. Brandon, one of the guys that has to get in on time. He'll be followed by Kurt Busch, then Boris Said, Regan Smith, Carl Edwards, Brian Vickers, and Terry Labonte. The first few drivers scheduled to qualify here at Infineon Raceway.
Oh, wheel hop there. He's not going to be very happy with this lap.
Tried to get back in the gas there. And he takes the checkered flag. $79.18 for Brandon Ash, but that probably won't be enough to get him in the show on Sunday. Matt?
Bill, Wally, what's interesting about that list right there, every one of those drivers are in cars that have to qualify on time with the exception of Ron Fellows. And I think Bill Saunders and the group at Hall of Fame Racing felt like that car is flirting so much with falling outside the top 35 in owner points. Good racetrack to bring and put Ron Fellows in it.
Well, here's Boris. And he had a few adventures in practice earlier today.
Well, yeah, you'll get everything you can out of Boris on his qualifying lap. And what I was talking about earlier about a guy that gets into the corners, that knows how to break a car on a road course, is Boris Said. He's one of the best at it, I think, as far as driving the car in deep, getting the car slowed down, getting it in gear, getting it, to go again. That's where he makes up a lot of time on these road courses.
He won the truck race here back in 1998. Looking to make his 28th Nextel Cup race.
A little trouble there at the end of the chute.
But Larry, we've seen just about everybody do that over there so far. I think that tire is so light when they're turning that thing in and the braking. We're going to see a lot of that today.
But he's definitely making ground up through the S's. He went from being second quickest to the pole. If he can get through turn 10 and especially through that slow corner of turn 11, we may have a pole contender here.
Well, here's the key right here. We can get the car slowed down, not lock it up. And that looked pretty right there.
Late apex entry.
Yep.
Nice and straight off the corner.
Won the pole at Daytona last July, trying to make a pole winning run here at Sonoma.
Good lap.
I'll say.
Provisional pole to Boris Said. So now everybody hunting down Boris as Nextel Cup qualifying continues in California. NASCAR Nextel Cup qualifying continues from Sonoma, California, with Brian Vickers on the track, the 7th driver of 52 to make his qualifying attempt. Again, if you're just joining us, Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson parked for the day by NASCAR when their cars failed inspection this morning before practice.
You know, Wally, I'm anxious to see how the Toyotas qualify here. We only had one in the top 20 in practice. One of the things the Toyotas fought early in the season is not a lot of torque, a lot of bottom end in these engines. Right. And that's what you have to have here, and a lot of it.
And boy, don't think that's going to be good enough for Brian.
Ralph?
Well, we'll see what happens. Well, the Michigan winner a little frustrated right now. Thanks for sticking around, Carl. Let's go right to Matt.
Ralph, back in 2003, Robbie Gordon swept both road course races, and really a little bit of luck. He probably could have won a half a dozen more. Your fun meter must be pegged every time you come to either Watkins Glen or here at Infineon.
It's this racetrack here, especially Infineon. I know we only have one victory in the record books, but we've been in position to probably win about 7 or 8 of these things, and we've either made bad pit calls or I put myself in a position to get the toe knocked out of the thing like we did last year or something. So, I think this year we try to learn from as many of the mistakes we've made in the past and do everything we can to put the Monster Energy forward in victory lane.
And he looked really strong in practice. He was second quick, Bill.
Thanks, Matt. Terry Labonte in the seat for Michael Waltrip, trying to make his 849th Nextel Cup Series start. Only 3 other drivers have 800 or more: Richard Petty, Ricky Rudd, and Dave Marcus. 2-time road course winner in the Nextel Cup Series.
Now, Michael will be back in the car at Loudon, New Hampshire next week. This is pretty much a 2-race program they're doing with Terry, who would be eligible for the past championship divisional. He's going to race here and at Watkins Glen in about a month and a half.
Checkered flag for Terry. 8th car to go. Falls into the 4th spot. So Terry Labonte, 4th. Everybody chasing Boris Said, the provisional pole sitter at Sonoma. Ward Burton really hustled his car around this road course in Sonoma, California. Finished 6th here back in 2001. And this lap looks pretty good.
I'll tell you what, he's getting everything out of it he can. No question, he's driving the wheels off this car.
Oh! Has to get in on his qualifying time.
He got loose over there in turn 10, Wally, but actually picked a spot up. He needs to get into the top 5, just looking right now, basically where Brandon Ash and Brian Vickers are qualified, being one of the go or go home guys.
I don't think he got through that last corner like he wanted to.
Checkered flag for Ward Burton. The 9th driver to make his run falls into the 6th spot.
Wally, there's such a fine line at this place between underdriving and overdriving the race car. It's like walking on a razor blade, isn't it?
It really is, especially for this one lap, for this qualifying. I mean, that's the one thing, is you're trying to get everything out of the car, and you've got to get in the corners as hard as you can. And like you heard Bobby Labonte talk about, these cars are a little bit different under braking with the weight side to side. They're different from the cars that used to run here. But man, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a great race.
I believe you're right.
A.J. Allmendinger has his hands full. He was 46th of the 50 cars that practiced. Has to get in on his time.
This is ugly.
And he's hanging out at the bottom right now.
And the more he tries to make up ground, the more he loses.
Well said.
Well, his tires were squealing a lot that
all the way
lap,
around
too.
the racetrack.
14th of the 15 cars that have run. So A.J. Allmendinger in a world of hurt right now.
Looks like possibly both the Red Bull cars, Vickers and Allmendinger, could be in trouble.
Vickers 13th, Allmendinger 14th. Only 15 cars.
He ain't gonna believe it.
Have
He's
run.
scratching his head going, how I drove that hard and we're 14th out of 15 cars? Frustrating.
I don't even want to talk about it, Ricky.
I think that
Like
pretty
I
much
said.
sums it up.
Frustrated.
Yeah. And then you think, wow, and Robbie was 2 seconds faster than that? How does he do it? It's tough. Former Trans Am Series champion Brian Simo making his qualifying attempt here at Sonoma.
He's got to go, though. He's one of the go or go home guys.
To get in on his time, Robbie Gordon, the provisional pole sitter. Checkered flag for Brian. 17th car to make an attempt. 16th on the chart. Only David Stremme, who struggled on the first lap in qualifying, is slower. Matt, who are you hanging out
Maybe
with?
3/4 of a second faster. He lost a little bit, but I think the track slowed down a little bit, and we didn't want to see any excitement out of him like you see out of Robbie Gordon when he goes to qualify. Robbie had a great lap, but he had a great lap, and hopefully we'll go out and do something. Be mid-pack. That'll be good for us.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, man.
Al Petty back in the car this weekend. Was 29th in the practice, but was Up in the top 15 for a majority of the practice session this morning. Paul Menard on the track.
Now, Wally, Paul's one of the go-or-go-homers, and now we've had enough of the go-or-go-home guys to qualify. We've had 7 of them. It looks like if you can run in the mid-minute 18 second bracket, you might be okay. If you get to the top side of that, you may be in trouble.
So a 78.5 or 6.
This looks like you might be in pretty good shape.
And based on his practice run, which was 21st, he was good. So if he can just match it, and that's the hard part, going out there and knowing that you can do it, you got the car to do it, and not making any kind of mistakes.
Yeah, Kyle just talked about Bobby Labonte, a good lap, but he lost a half a second from what he ran in practice.
Made his first Cup start in a road course race. Watkins Glen back in 2003.
Oh, and that is just not what he needed right there. That's exactly what we're talking about. That one thing you do. Now, he is kicking himself right now.
Because he had a decent-looking lap up to that point.
He was 4th fastest in practice among the 17 that need to get in on time.
I mean, that was a good 0.3 of a second I bet he lost on that little correction.
14th. He's on the bubble, Larry.
Yeah, it's going to be mighty tight, but right here, this could be the difference right here.
Saturday. But they will both be in Sunday's race, starting 41st and 42nd. Bill Elliott, back in the 21 again this week. Comes out on the track, the 20th car, to make the qualifying attempt.
You look at how strong Bill has always been on the super speedways. I think we tend to forget that he won his very first career Nextel Cup race on a road course at Riverside, California back in 1983.
This will be his 45th road course race. 4 of his 44 wins on a road course. Check that the first of his 44 wins on a road course, like Larry was talking about.
He got through that corner, turn 11, really good to get the green flag. That was one of the best looks I've had of somebody getting through that last corner.
And he was mighty good in practice, 11th quickest.
Right. $19 cars have already taken the time. Bobby Gordon on the provisional pole. Bill Elliott right now looking at the top 5. Looking at the top 2.
If he can get through these S's, get down through 10 and 11.
If he can get through, that may have dropped a little bit. If he can get through 11 this time like he did the first time, he could make those 2 spots up, be on the pole.
Heading now, 411, the hairpin.
See how tight he is on those tires?
Man, it sure is.
Looks pretty solid through there, and the car that stayed pretty nice and straight. Looks like it's maybe going to be somewhere in the minute 1770s or 80s, something like that. Minute 1769 puts him 3rd quickest.
Good lap for Bill Elliott. NASCAR Nextel Cup qualifying continues on the road course at Sonoma. Robbie Gordon, the provisional pole sitter. Then it's Boris Said, Tony Stewart, Bill Elliott, and Bobby Labonte, the top 5. This is the 24th car
how
to
about
make
that?
He pulled a rabbit out of a hat there.
Kidding.
Considering how he was in practice, that's probably going to put him in pretty good shape. We talked about it, Bill. That's a minute 18:45. They're in the minute 18s. I think that's going to be good.
And that officially locks out A.J. Allmendinger and Brian Simo. They will not race here on Sunday. And Goosen's, the start of that lap wasn't very good.
No, not at all. He was against the rev limiter chip, which tells him he was carrying more RPM off the corner.
To me, it looked like he had a really good first half a lap. Then he looked like he struggled a little bit at the top of the S's, and then he started hustling it because he felt like he lost some and left some on a table there.
Here's P.J. Jones, 39th in the practice session earlier today. Must get in on his qualifying time. And we're looking for a 78.50 or thereabouts, right?
That's what it appears. Right now, Terry Labonte is 4th quickest of the go-or-go homers, and he's at a minute 18:53. David Ruderman scheduled to be back in this car at Loud next week. David elected to run the Milwaukee Busch race because he's actually sitting up there 4th in the Busch Series points right now.
PJ looking for the picture-perfect lap.
Yeah, a little bit loose there on the top of 2. Getting through this section fairly good right here. On the limiter. He's going to blow this curb.
He looked like he just overdrove the entrance to that corner. You can see he's paying the price down this chute.
Qualified 15th last year for this race.
Got through that corner pretty good. Now it's just a matter of keeping your momentum through here, keeping it clean.
If he can keep that tracker right there inside the top 15, and right now you see he's right there at about 9th or 10th.
Oh, and there it's going all out the window right because of that.
Paid the price on the exit of turn 10, and I think that's just going to kill his lap. He may still end up on the top side of a lot of the go-or-go-homers here, like Ward Burton, Brandon Ash on down. He may still
18th or better
okay.
Would be good, and he is
18th.
How about that?
Minute 1881. They're going to have to stand by on that one for a while.
Let's go back and take a look at some of the highlights of PJ's run here.
And see how the inside tire is light, and he's going to jump on the brakes right here, and it just locks it up.
It's not even turning.
Yep. And when it's not turning, and you're turning the wheel, it's going to want to go straight, as you can see that car is doing right there. So he lost a lot of time right there because he was on a pretty good lap.
So he's kicking himself.
Well, you know, you really can't kick yourself if you're trying. I mean, you know, especially for PJ, he knows he's got to get a lap in. You can't sit back, but you know, you don't kick yourself for trying too hard, but you kick yourself for it happening.
Okay.
And that lap did lock Boris Said into the show. Of course, Boris right now is 2nd quickest, but we know he will race on Sunday.
And Brian Vickers will not. He's locked out. Qualifying for the NASCAR Nextel Cup Series continues on the road course at Sonoma. And Butch Leitzinger jumps into the 18th spot. Boy, and that's big for him.
And I think he's on the right side of a lot of the go-or-go-home cars right now.
He just locked out Paul Menard. And locked in Bill Elliott. Boy, that's a good job out of him. Here's Jamie McMurray. Let's see, 5th in practice this morning. And I heard you talking about him.
Yeah, McMurray, I mean, to me, he quietly creeps up on you in the road course. I mean, he sat on the outside of the front row here a year ago.
And, you know, turn left and right and just get used to that. And, you know, trying to run that one lap and make it perfect, it's hard. I mean, I felt like when my lap was over, I was like, well, I got about 80% of that. But, I don't know, feels pretty good right now.
Now, if he hangs on to this pole and then goes on and wins the race on Sunday, my guess is there's going to be a run on sales of go-karts in the Charlotte area, and Wednesday nights out at Lowe's Motor Speedway can be pretty active between now and Watkins Glen.
Good point, Ralph. But I'll tell you something else. If he does start up there, it's going to be interesting watching him get through the first couple of turns.
Yes.
He's got the qualifying down.
That's right. Dave Blaney, 20th in the practice earlier today.
He needs to pick it up just a little bit. Right now, he's right in the thick of these guys that are back here of the go-or-go-homers, where he's at now coming into the S's.
Has to get in on his time, as Laurie was talking about. His best road course start, 15th here 3 years ago.
You know, something we probably need to explain, you saw a 23 Caterpillar car qualify a few cars ago. That's actually the 36 car, but the 360 OTC people were good enough to look at Bill Davis and understand how important it is to have a Caterpillar car in this race, so they elected to let him go ahead and put Caterpillar on both cars and put a 23 on one and a 22 on the other.
That's a good lap for Dave Blaney, and he picked a lot of that up on the last quarter of that lap.
You're in the show, man. 1840.
That's exactly right. He is locked in, and that will send Brandon Ash to the house. Good lap.
Nice performance
Did an
from Dave
awesome job today, man. I'm proud of you today.
Oh, Tommy Baldwin.
Yes. Makes a driver feels good. Makes a driver feel good when you hear the crew chief say that. In Le Mans Series.
Yeah, he ran in the 24-hour Le Mans last week, finished 6th overall.
The 3-time co-winner of that. Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, it was 34th fastest in practice, so he's right. I think those guys need to pick it up a little bit.
Has to get in on his qualifying time. Coming around to take the green flag. Has never won in 41 road course races. Best of 4th a couple of times.
Right now, he needs to run faster than 1:18:45 if he wants to lock himself into this show.
He ran a 78.70 was his best in practice, so he's got to pick it up.
After Dale qualifies, we'll have 3 go-or-go-homers left to go. Kenny Wallace, Scott Riggs, and Klaus Graf will be the other 3 left to go.
Needs about the 14th position, right, Larry?
Yeah, he's getting in the right position here as he goes down the chute into turn 7. What he did there, you saw the tracker go to the right, getting in the corner, but look how much he gained off the corner, which is how you run a road course. I mean, Wally certainly will attest to that.
But in race conditions, there's going to be somebody next to him if you do that during the race, because there's going to be guys running in deeper. So I mean, to get a good fast lap, yeah. But if you're in race conditions, boy, if you leave that open over there because you went in the corner not very deep, somebody's going to be there next to you.
Boy, he's in good shape if he can get through 11.
A lot of slide there in turn 11.
He's going to be in good shape, though, I think. This should end up locking him in the show, this lap right here.
Good lap.
Wow, nicely done for Dale Jarrett. Pops into the 12th spot and locks himself in.
18-17, baby. Awesome lap. Awesome lap.
Sends Ward Burton home. Boy, good job for Dale Jarrett.
Unfortunately,
that last corner a little hot, but it rolled around and turned.
His teammate P.J. Jones in the
man.
double
You
zero
can't ask for
car.
anything more than that right there, dog. You the man.
A little bit more of that cheerleading we've been talking about there from Jason Burdett, but unfortunately that lap put P.J. Jones in the double zero car on that bubble mark right now.
With 3 more go-or-go homers left to make their attempt. 17.54.
That fans don't like him much out here, as you can tell.
He is popular everywhere. Okay, Klaus Graf has to get in on his time. 38th here a few years ago on the starting grid. Finished 17th that year. That's his only NASCAR start. His team has only made 4 races so far this season.
Now, he actually drove for this team here a few years ago and made the race here at Infineon. P.J. Jones will be watching this lap very closely because right now P.J. in that double zero on that bubble.
Don't think P.J. is going to have anything to worry about so far. I mean, this car does not look like it's handling very well.
And was the slowest in practice earlier today. 50th. Keep an eye on this car and check in with Matt.
And Bill, the last guy to qualify today will be Juan Pablo Montoya. Now, you were here when you were 15 years old doing the Skip Barber Series, and you've got a little map of the race course on your steering wheel. So how has your day gone here at Infineon?
It's been pretty tough, actually. We came in and the car was a little bit off, so we had to do a lot of work. And at the end, we got a little better. I think for race stream and that would be pretty good. I don't know. We just have no idea what we're going to run, you know. We've done a couple of changes to try to improve what we run from practice, but we'll see, you know. We just got to be up there so we give ourselves a chance for the race.
Thank you, Juan.
And it just keeps getting uglier.
It's not getting any better, that's for sure. So I think this car will be making the trip back across the country here later on this evening. They will not make this show.
Man, that's a long haul.
That is a long haul. Might want to leave that off somewhere along the interstate, that car. That thing, that just looked like he had a handful. He was driving it. I mean, you could see he was driving the heck out of it, but he was...
To no avail.
To no avail. He was struggling.
They're done. Ralph.
Try to use less brake than you did the lap before, things like that, and that just gets you in trouble time after time, at least me anyways, and your car up. So I just got to be able to remember that every lap, you know, and it's really hard. It's not easy, but it's, you know, qualifying's one thing, race is another.
Bill, as he walked up here, I said, nice lap. And I said, where'd you make all your time? He goes, man, I don't know. You tell me.
Thanks, Ralph.
And in theory, what he's saying is right. The problem is you got somebody in front of you you're chasing, and all that goes out the window.
Yep.
But, you know, he's right. You want to be smooth, and you want to take care of your car. And if you can be disciplined and do that through the race, you're going to have a lot of race car at the end of the race. But when you're a race car driver, that's not how you think. You think about getting in front of the guy that you're running down.
As I said earlier, especially when they tell you 10 to go.
Yeah.
Kenny Wallace was 41st in the practice this morning and has to get in on his qualifying time.
We do need to mention when Klaus Graf qualified, that locked Mark Goosens and also Terry Labonte is locked in the show on time, so the championship provisional will not be used here this weekend.
It doesn't look like that car will be used here this weekend either.
It's not looking good for the Herminator right now.
Checkered flag for Kenny Wallace. 39th. That will send them home. Dale Earnhardt Jr. right now in third. That would be his best road course start, tying a third at Watkins Glen. Fellows, and in front of Bobby Labonte. Here's his teammate, Scott Riggs.
Now, this is going to be interesting. This is the last go or go home guy. Of course, Scott Riggs missed the race a few weeks ago, I think, at Darlington. Right. If he does not beat P.J. Jones, for the first time since Daytona, Michael Waltrip Racing will have all three cars in this race.
Riggs has to get in on his time.
He was 28th quickest in practice earlier.
PJ right now 32nd.
So Scott needs to run faster than a minute 18:81. 8:13 in fact.
It's fast lap in practice in 18:59.
And right now, if you look at the tracker, he's right in that area of a minute 18:70, 80s. Not right here, he's not.
PJ was 32nd.
And that's exactly where you see the 10 car right now, right there between 28th and 34th.
Has to try and make up some time. Scott has to get in on his qualifying time on this lap.
This is going to be close.
It is.
It's going to come down to turn 11, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It's going to come down to what it has been all year long, thousandths and hundredths of a second.
Right.
Took it in there deep.
And if he can swing it through, it's going to be awfully close.
Just don't believe he's going to get there, Wally. It's going to be close, but I don't think it's going to beat P.J. Jones. No, it will not. 35th quickest. He is a 10th slower than P.J. Jones.
Scott Riggs will not race here on Sunday, but P.J. Jones will. A couple of more cars to go. Jamie McMurray on the provisional pole at Sonoma. Thanks, Matt. Here are the drivers going home after the long trip to Sonoma.
A lot of our regular boys there, and look at Scott Riggs. That's the second DNQ that he's had here in 2007.
So Jamie McMurray, Robbie Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Boris Said, Tony Stewart, the top five, and again,